Welcome back for another 20-minute workout. I first want to start by saying how proud I am of you for continuing on your journey and joining me for these sessions. I hope you're starting to notice the improvements from staying consistent in our program, starting to feel better about yourself, having more energy and more confidence, and we're going to continue to build strength and all of those incredible things together as we continue. For today's 20-minute workout, you need a chair or wall close by, and then grab your light to medium dumbbells. We have 4 warm-up exercises, and then after that, 6 exercises to complete. So follow right along, and let's do it. And here we go with our first stretch. We're gonna go into a side reach. Big reach over to the left, big turn and reach over to the right, and just go back and forth, just like that. Big exhale, inhale, come back together, exhale, stretch and reach over to the other side. 4 stretches. And we'll take our time. This one's perfect for warming up your spine and upper back, lower back as well. Pause on each side. You're not going to turn your feet. Your feet stay squared towards the front. Very nice. Let's add reaching overhead now. So instead of rotating to the front, we'll do a big reach up and over. Big exhale, reach over. One more on the other side. Let's go with our feet wider, and now we're doing a floor reach where you're reaching down and stretching up high. Go down as low as you can go. So if you're just reaching down to about your knees, that's okay. Or if you can actually touch the floor, even better. As you do a few of these, you'll start to loosen up. And that's exactly the whole purpose of doing a warm-up, just to kind of loosen up. We'll feel great after this going into our workout. And then we'll feel even better once we're done. All right, so let's go for a few more. Take your time. Big exhale, reach up. Inhale down. Exhale, reach up high. Last one. And nicely done. We'll keep our feet out wide, or even wider if you can. Toes are going to be pointed out, and we're doing a side lunge. So we're lunging and shifting the hips left and right. If you can, so one knee is going to be bent, the other leg is going to be straight. And if you can try to go even lower. But if it puts too much pressure on your knee, just kind of shift the hips left and right. But the goal is to get a good stretch down on the inside of your legs. And let's keep it up. To make it more challenging, we can also add turning and reaching. So reaching across. Big reach up high. If you can't go as low, that's okay. You can just turn and reach. Let's go for one more. And very nice. Elbows by your side. Really simple for this one, but it feels good. Shoulder retraction. So we're keeping your elbows by your side and squeeze in behind. You want to try to think about this throughout the day. Think about keeping the shoulders kind of down and back or in a neutral position. You never want to be rounded forward. So try to find that middle position. And then from here, squeeze the shoulders down and back and behind. Really important for your posture, for preventing any back pain, back injuries. All right, let's go for 2 more. Last one, big squeeze in behind. And all right, so let's get into our workout. Here is our first exercise. We're gonna go into a side step. And you can modify this one by standing a little taller, or you can squat lower. And we're going back and forth for 1 minute. Great for your legs, great for balance, good for coordination also. So we're stepping left and right. You don't need to take really big steps. So smaller steps left and right. You don't want your feet to touch, so that's how we avoid tripping. So don't cross your feet over, and do what you can. So if you can stay low, I want you to go for it. If it's not too much for your knees, get even lower if you can. You can use whatever space you have, so you can go 3 or 4 steps left and right. If you have more space, you can go a little further. But 2 exercises back to back. This is the first one. And for our next exercise, we're gonna grab our dumbbells. You can do the same move without your dumbbells. And we're gonna do a tricep extension. A little challenging for the form, but we can try it. So we're gonna go tricep extension, leaning forwards, extend in behind. You wanna make sure your back is really flat. So back straight, slightly bend your knees, and tricep extension in behind. You gotta really use your core too. It's a tough one for 30 seconds. So lower the weight if you need to. Do just your arms, or here's an alternative. If you find it too hard and you're swinging and your back is really round, you can try with your weight and do tricep extensions overhead. Great alternative. It can be challenging as well. But let's continue. Pause, squeeze those triceps. Couple more. Last one. I really like this one, but the form is tough. We're going back to side step. We're repeating that again. Here we go. Step left and right. Stay low if you can. Nothing wrong with coming up higher. Or if you don't have much space at home, what you can do is just kind of tap side like that. But if you have your mat or just some space, let's do it. You can make this one more challenging. You could hold the weight. Maybe you're ready for that and you want to try. Or maybe you have one of those bands that you can, one of the mini bands that you can wrap around your legs. You can also use those. But we're in our second round. Now you're doing great. Let's keep it up. And now let's grab our dumbbells. Back to tricep extension. You can do the overhead version with just one weight or 2 weights if your weights are lighter. So again, reset on your form. So shoulders are back, slight bend in the knees, hinge forwards. Elbows are pulled back and squeeze. So the elbows, you try not to move them. This is a tough one for 1 minute, but we want nice, strong arms, so we can do it. Push back, squeeze, and back down. If you start to lose it, reset and go for it again. Let's do 2 more. 1 more, and great job. Weights can go down. Side step for our 3rd round. It's only 3 rounds. I don't know if we could do 4. I'm sure we could, but today it's 3 rounds, 2 exercises back to back, and then we're gonna move on to another 2 exercises. Great job. So it's a total of about just under 20 minutes. So 18 minutes plus our warm up makes for a perfect amount of time for a great workout. If you start to feel anything in your lower back, even on this one, you can kind of stand up a little taller, or you can just do the side taps and step that way. Such a key thing is not having your feet touch, and you don't want to be crossing over. Even when you're at home, if you're moving around in the kitchen, going up and down the stairs, just moving around, you never want your feet to really touch or cross over. That's when you get into trouble and you could trip. You can do tricep extension leaning forwards. I'm gonna do it this way for this round. I was starting to feel it a little in the lower back on that other leaning forward, so it's good to have options. Here we're still gonna work those triceps. Good. Control down, up, and down, just like that. Very nice. Exhale and inhale. As long as you're breathing, that's the important thing. You don't want to be holding your breath whenever you're doing any of these exercises. All right, let's keep pushing here. 5 more seconds. You can do it. Couple more. Last one. Here is our second block of exercises. No weights for the first one. We're going to do a modified lunge, lift, pause, same leg, step back, lift, pause, and continue. I'll tell you when to switch legs. If you need your wall or chair, this is the time that you can use it. If you need to just hold on. So step back, you can do a full lunge or a modified lunge. What I really want you to focus on is this pause where we're holding here. Because that's where we're gonna really build our balance and our hips. Let's switch. So same thing, other side. Step back and knee up. You're driving your knee up as high as you can. You gotta focus so that you can balance. Last one. And let's grab our dumbbells. So that was our lower body exercise. And here's our upper body exercise. We're gonna go into a front raise for our shoulders. And we're gonna raise right and raise left. Breathe. So we're always doing, it's a lower body exercise and then followed by an upper body exercise. Here we're bringing the weight up to about eye level, control back down. Still with your good posture. We're not rounding and we're not swinging. Control. Strong core also. We're even strong in the legs, slightly bending your knees, squeezing your glutes, creating that stability. And now let's go back to the lunges. You can even hold the weights if you're ready for it. Step and up. Step and up. If your knees are okay for this, you can do full lunge. I want you to try to go for it if you can. If you've done lunges before, if you feel comfortable doing them, if your knees are okay, go for it. You can really feel all the muscles in the lower legs, or just the legs in general, working really hard on this one. Let's switch. So step, hold, 3, 2, 1. Step, up, hold, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you want to really slow down. Last one. Awesome job. You're doing great. We're back to our front raise and we're alternating left and right. You can lower your weight if you need to. You can just use your arms if you have any shoulder issues. If you want to make it more challenging, we can do right, left, and then both. Right, left, and both. There are other ways to make this even more challenging, but this is a great option. All right, let's keep pushing. 10 more seconds. And then we've got one more round. And so back to our modified lunge and bringing your knee up. Let's go. So as we finish off this week of workouts, we're gonna be progressing and we'll keep pushing ourselves. Staying consistent with our workouts, that's the key of this program. You show up for 20, 30 minutes, and you feel good for the rest of the day. Let's switch. A couple more. You can always hold onto your wall. I know I'm holding the weights, but holding onto your wall if needed is fine. Last one. And good. Just gonna shake it off. We have our shoulders again with the alternating front raise. Stand tall, stand proud. You've got strong arms and strong shoulders. You can do this. You can do right, left, and both. The reason why alternating arms is good is because with the weight on one side, you're forcing your core to work a little more, so it's a bit more challenging. And it totally isolates the shoulder muscles on the one side. And you really get to focus and think about it. All right, last round. Right, left, and both. Amazing job. All right, so that completes that series of exercises. We're gonna go into our squats for the next one. So we're going into a sit and stand from your chair. Let's go for it. Sit and stand. And we are going for 1 minute. If you don't have a chair, as we've done in the past, you can modify this squat by doing a partial squat. You can do it without using your chair. I like to bring my arms up in front. Very good. So we've done these before. What I want you to focus on this time is really controlling on the way down. Very nice. Remember, you can just do a standing partial squat. You don't have to go down very low if your knees are sore. Here's our second exercise. We're gonna go into boxing. So quick punches, just like that. So we haven't boxed yet together. And now we're gonna do it. So great exercise for your coordination, for cardio. Here we go. We're turning with each punch, left and right. If you're right-handed, right foot is back and behind. Turn and punch. Rotating right from here, from the midsection. Turn and punch. Stay balanced in your legs. Full reach. Nicely done. Let's keep going. Breathe and push. You're just gonna start to feel it in the shoulders. Your breathing might get a little heavy, but that's what we want. This is where we push ourselves and we get stronger. 5 more seconds. We're back to squats for round number 2. Another alternative, if squats is really not an option for you, you can always do leg extensions. Remember, we are controlling down. Try not to swing from here, coming back up. So you want to try to come down. You can sit, you can actually do a full sit, but try to avoid the swing. That's the tough part. So just kind of, almost just like tapping and then coming back up. All right, we got time for a couple more. Last one. Nicely done. We're back to boxing. Here we go. Finishing off round number 2. And you don't want to be flat-footed, so you're kind of on the balls of your feet, staying balanced. Let's go. Breathe and punch. So lots of energy to finish off this workout. We've got our boxing and then one more round. Here we go. Again, if you're left-footed, left foot will be in behind. And you don't want to be punching from down here. If you've ever seen a boxing match or somebody box, the hands are up here because you need to be able to protect yourself. So keep it up with your full punches, use your core, and go. So lots of intensity. Come on, 10 more seconds. Turn and punch, turn and punch. Back to squats. Third and final round. Let's inhale on the way down. Exhale, up. And the height of your chair is going to make this easier or harder. So if your chair is really low, it's going to be tough. But you can do it. If your chair is a bit higher, you can also put maybe a cushion or some extra padding to make it easier if you need to. Make sure you're on a flat, solid surface as well. Sometimes people have one foot on the mat or one foot on your carpet, the other foot off, but so you want to have a nice flat surface for these. One more to boxing. Here we go. Here's our final minute. Give it everything you have, all right? So go for it. Punch and breathe. You can also move around a little bit. You can move around because if you are in a boxing match, your target is going to change positions. So stay light on your feet. Let's switch it up a little bit. So now we'll go into hooks. So hooks are bringing your elbows up and we're turning and punching. So hooks, just like that. Keep it up. So lots of power and speed. Come on, 10 more seconds. And time. Great job. Let's finish off with a little stretch and then you're going to be done. So let's go into just a nice neck stretch, which is really relaxing. We'll do a few just left and right, so side to side. Great job in today's workout. Hope you're starting to notice the improvements in your energy and just feeling good about yourself. We're going to continue to get stronger and improve our balance. Some of these exercises might feel a little challenging at first, but we're going to get better. Let's do some circles. So big circles, but slowly. Take a couple of deep breaths. We'll change directions. And nicely done. Congratulations on finishing that workout. It was a tough one, but I'll see you again tomorrow for the next one. Great job.